On today's episode of Adventures of Lamati, we are going to create a tag. I have a new book to tell you about that has space travel, cyborgs, and a circus. Stay tuned to find out more. Hello, Lieblings. I'm Madi, science fiction and fantasy author who's been living in southern Germany since 2014. Today, we're going to talk about The Cyborg Tinkerer by Meg Latour. If you've been with me since the beginning, you may remember me sharing the screen with this gorgeous face at the God Queen release party on this very channel back in October. Naturally, since Meg is my good friend and I love her to pieces, I knew I wanted to help and be involved with her book baby and thus create this book tag. I also want an excuse to wear the steampunk outfit, so here we are. Book tags are fun because not only does it allow me to talk more about the books I love, besides The Cyborg Tinkerer naturally, but give you more of an insight about my tastes and also gives me the chance to tag other friends so I can also find out about their answers. Meg is an amazing fellow YouTuber and founder of iWriterly, where she gives valuable advice on both the self-publishing and traditional publishing industries. Meg is a former literary agent who uses her experiences to talk about traditional publishing and is self-publishing her debut novel, coming out November 17th, and utilizing her platform to share her experiences in launching her book baby into the world. iWriterly is a fantastic resource, and if you aren't already following her, go do it right now. Like, seriously, go do it. Oh, wait. You can pause the video. Like, go right now. Get. The Cyborg Tinkerer can best be described as Treasure Planet meets John Scalzi's The Collapsing Empire in this LGBTQ plus steampunk fairy tale mashup. What do you think? I actually had early access to the story, and let me tell you, I'm so excited to see this book out to the world. And it finally became available on Amazon Deutschland for pre-order, so you best believe I have already placed my order, and I am very excited to introduce this tag. But before we get started, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell if you haven't already. Here on Adventures of Lamati, we talk about writing, living abroad, and everything in between. So let's get to these questions. Number 1, Gwendolyn Grimm. From feisty to sweet and innocent, what is your favorite type of protagonist to read? Personally, I love them sassy. The sassier, the better. My favorite ones are the heroes and heroines who are not only afraid to call out justice, they may have a tendency to talk back. It's probably because I'm one of those people myself. My favorite at the moment is Lou from Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. I don't know how to pronounce her name. My goodness, the mouth on that woman, she is awesome. Love her. Number 2, Bastian Kabir. Not all romances start off on the right foot. What is your favorite romance trope? Enemies to lovers, friends to lovers, etc., so on and so forth. I am a sucker for a good romance, and half the fun is figuring out how a couple gets together. I have lost count how many times I have reread A Court of Thorn and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I am 100% Team Face, and I love this series so much. I own it not only in ebook, but in English in paperback and in German in hardback. Yeah, it's okay. She can have my money. I'm alright with that. Number 3, Rora Lockwood. Some characters are extremely motivated to accomplish an end goal. What are some of your favorite character motivations? Family, power, safety, career goals, etc.? My favorite character motivation is survival. It makes for really morally great characters because they are willing to do some really questionable shit. My favorite character that falls into this category is Ariane Rode from The Snow Queen by Joan D. Vinge. Ariane Rode is the infamous Snow Queen who has ruled for over 150 years and wants to maintain her power. So she secretly impregnates several women with her clone in hopes that the next ruler, the Summer Queen, will be her clone and thus securing her future and survival. It is amazing what this woman will do to maintain her legacy. It makes her such a fascinating character. Number 4 is Celeste Beckett. Some villains are motivated to do evil for the sake of evil, while others might see themselves as the protagonist in their own tale. What is your favorite type of villain to read? Are they morally gray or simply good versus evil? I personally think that the scariest villains are the ones you can relate to. It's easy to dismiss extremists, but when you have a villain who offers points that you may actually agree with, it's dangerous. My favorite villain is the Darkling from the Grishaverse series by Leigh Bardugo. I am trash for Darklina, and I am so excited about the upcoming Netflix series. partly because the actor playing the Darkling is my first choice for Bronx in The God Queen. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. Number 5, Anchorage. In science fiction and fantasy, settings can range from magical forests to space battles to a dystopian near future. What is your favorite setting in science fiction and or fantasy, and why? Since the Cyborg Tinkerer is steampunk, if you have a favorite steampunk setting, give that a shout out too. I do love the futuristic aesthetics in sci-fi, but I don't want it to be so advanced that like every problem is solved. Like we always need conflict, and sometimes the most epic story can take place in the smallest settings. I love The Little Colony and Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. This sweeping story takes place in underground caverns on an alien planet. So it's still futuristic, but not being super polished, which I really like. Number 6, Cirque du Borg. Come one, come all to the mysterious circus of cyborgs. If you had to choose, what is your favorite book that features either a circus or a competition? I have to say I love The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. It has both a circus and a competition, but it lacks cyborgs. Number 7. The Scarlet Dragon. Some obstacles are armies, while others are sharp talons and teeth. What is your favorite kind of obstacle midway through a story before the climax? Whether it's facing the henchmen, battling a monster, solving a mystery, fighting a battle, etc. I love me a good plot twist, and realizing how little you know about the story, that you are just as much in the dark as the main character. My favorite for this trope at the moment is from Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. You hear so much about Danica and Bryce, the main character, her idea of her best friend. But once we reach the midpoint, everything shifts and the story takes on a very different tone. Number 8, When She Falls for Both. Love triangles. Some people love them, some people hate them. What is your favorite love triangle you've seen in books? Or what is your least favorite love triangle you've read? Personally, I do have a hard time with love triangles because they aren't always done right. Like each potential lover, honestly, in my opinion, should represent a facet of the main character so that when they're falling for one, it kind of indicates the kind of person they want to be. So for this case, I have to say my favorite love triangle is in The Cyborg Tinkerer by Meg Latour. Gwen falls for both the man running the deadly competition as well as a woman competing in it. I couldn't stop reading because I wanted to know who she was going to end up with. I'm not giving away any spoilers, except that I feel like Gwen could do no wrong. Both lovers are amazing, and I think it's a true testament to Meg's writing because you find yourself just as torn as Gwen. And that to me is a true love triangle. Number 9, the spaceship Obedient. In science fiction, the ship often acts as its own character, whether sentient or not. An entire world is often held inside a hunk of metal or within a gravitational field in the case of the Cyborg Tinkerer. What is your favorite ship from a story? Or what is your favorite form of space travel? I really love the idea of artificial intelligence. I mean, not like 2001 Space Odyssey or like Terminator, but like the fun, sassy kind, like the AI Lovelace that controls the ship The Wayfarer from A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. So yeah, that's more of my thing. And number 10, the cyborgs. Not everyone is lucky enough to have been born into a loving family. Sometimes they find that love through others like them. What is your favorite story about finding family, whether it's through long-lost relatives when a character thought they had none, or adopting people into their family? Personally, I find this trope especially poignant as someone who literally lives half a world away from my blood family in the States. I am very close to them, but it means a lot to have found a family here in Germany as well. So, it's so important to find your people. And for this trope, for me, the whole cast of Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, it started out as a heist, but they came out a family. Beautiful mess of a family. I am a sucker for a story with a large cast of people who become family. No mourners, no funerals. And that's my list. Thank you so much for joining me. Please join me in this tag and help spread the good word about the Cyborg Tinkerer. And don't forget to pre-order. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and giving this video a thumbs up. It lets me and YouTube know you like content like this and you want to see more. Please leave me a comment if you have any questions or if there's a certain topic you would like to see on this channel. If you are interested in pre-ordering The Cyborg Tinkerer, coming out November 17th, I have all the links for the book below. My book, The God Queen, is already available in ebook, paperback, and hardback. I have all the links for that in the description below. And don't forget to connect with me on social media, whether it is through Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. And that's it for today. Until next time. Adi!